we see the gospel as a habitual way kind of religion, it sets women up for failure. Women who come into this have to know that the first step is surrendering your life and surrendering your will. And what that actually may mean is that there are aspects of your life, there are things that you are doing or engaging in, there are maybe dreams that you have, there are maybe thoughts that you have to be willing to give up. That's step one. That is step one. That's step one. That's what I'm saying. It's like you got to go back to surrender your will to God. And yes, I'm not saying like in some ways that is an ongoing process. You surrender and then there is an ongoing surrender, but you can't get around from that. And like I said, the gospel, it works if you work it. I'm a firm believer. It works if you work it, but it's not for everybody. And that's why, like I said, I'm not one to try to force it on people. I would just hope over time, as I get to know people personally, as I have an opportunity to walk with them in my life, that they would be inspired. They would be inspired to know the God that I'm getting to know. That's my hope. But I'm never one to be like, you got to do this, you got to do that, because I'm like, it doesn't work like that. You can't force it on people. Like I said, many women are sold a false gospel and they're disillusioned. They're sold a habitual way gospel that doesn't require anything of them, maybe other than maybe a few tithes or a few Bible studies. They're sold a habitual way gospel and they're disillusioned. That always ends up in failure. Like I said, going to church doesn't make you a Christian any more than being in a garage makes you a car. Like just because you are in church does not mean that you are a born again or saved or spirit filled or however. It means nothing. It just means that you're a person in a church building. That's it. You're a person in a structure, but that does not mean that your heart has been transformed. It does not mean that you have surrendered your will. So we got to remove the, I go to church, I'm a Christian. That's not true. Like I said, the Messiah himself looked at the people who were running the church. He looked at Pharisees. They were the spiritual leaders and said, you guys are whitewashed tombs. All of you guys are sons of Satan, literally. Like his words were very condemning. These was to the spiritual leaders. So if he's saying that to the people who are running the church, then we have to know that that's not enough. I understand many people have been disillusioned because there have been bad actors out there who have used religion, who have used the Bible to try it for political means, to try to gain control. Even if you look at imperialism, that's what happened. They said, oh, we come in the name of God, and ended up like wiping out and genociding entire people. So of course you could look at that and say, I don't want anything to do with something that's associated with bloodshed. But like I said, that's not the full gospel. Because no way does it say, oh, love your enemies and pray for those who despitefully use you. And then the same instance you go and say, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm going to kill everybody who's enemy. It's like, no, that's not what the Messiah was saying. But like I said, a lot of people look at the way that Christianity has been used to enslave people, to brutalize people, to genocide people, and they say, I want nothing to do with that. But like I said, that is not the true message. That's not what it's about.